Hello, welcome to the Black Salt Mirror. I got some leopard imagery when I was getting ready for this session, and it's very strong and persistent because I had been going through stages to get there. It's been doing this the past couple times. I've been using these same candles and these same matches for a while now, and it's just now started to pick up like that the past couple readings. This candle is green for the heart chakra. The imagery about the leopards was how they hunt. And while they are ferocious predators and they have sharp teeth and sharp claws and they can run really fast, and leopards are particularly big among the cats, even the way that they take down their prey is, or that they make the kill once they've gotten a hold of it, is they hold the windpipe. Nothing to do with their pointy teeth, their sharp claws, or their speed. The defining moment when prey becomes food is their stillness and holding. And that was the message that was coming through about this time for you now. It's a time of holding. And what you're holding is your passion. Because all of that predatory energy, all of that beautiful agility and grace is so that you can get to the point where you can hold your energy, your space, the thing that you're going to accomplish. And there's significance of the leopard coat to quite a few people that are going to see this. The lighter coat, if you don't know, leopards and panthers are the same. They can come from the same litter. Some of them are just darker and look black. Some of them, you can clearly see the spots. Usually though, with the black ones, if the sun hits them right, you can still see the spots in their coat because they do have them, they're just darker. And I pulled out a rune today as well. This one is called Queeworth. It's from the Green Glyphs rune set. And I'm studying these right now, and this particular set that he has, which includes tarot and oracle and runes, he color-coded it, and it's saying that the red and the orange are negative, gold and yellow are positive, and blue and green are neutral. And all three color sets appear in this rune. And you can see there's a little person there in the middle of what could be water or fire. And they're surrounded by the gold. And they're just like chilling out reading or whatever. And all the red and the orange are going around them because they're in their bubble. And if you look closely, the person isn't even touched by the color. They're just completely surrounded by white. And it looks like the white is leaking off of them into the gold. And the keywords for this rune are rebirth, ritual cleansing, transformation, growing pains, deep changes, and the pains of love. It says that this rune represents the funeral pyre. So it would be indicative of fire, which is what I thought at first, but the more I look at it, the more it looks like water going around a rock. And the thing is, once you've been burned down so many times and reborn, you become impervious to the flames because they are you. I've heard Scorpios referred to as phoenixes, or the Scorpio energy. It can be your sun sign, it can be your moon sign, it can be your north node, it could be your 8th house. There will be significance as part of this collective to your Scorpionic journey. But the interesting thing about it is it's Mars-ruled water, and Mars is a fire sign, or a fire planet. The other sign that it rules is Aries. However, I've heard that when Scorpios go through transformation, they become fire signs. And this is what this reminded me of. So maybe you have strong Scorpio, maybe you've been reading about Scorpio, maybe you identify with it and you haven't gotten into astrology, and if you look up your chart you'll find out like you have a Scorpio moon or something, which is a big deal. But with this collective going through all of this death and rebirth and coming into this new paradigm where we are the teachers and the sages and the communicators of truth and love and all things through art. Now we are in the fire and it's not burning us. I forgot to put peppermint oil on the candle today. I normally don't do that, but I pulled it out. It's kind of contrary to the theme of this reading. The reading feels very like earthy and woody, and I would not have expected the crisp scent of peppermint to be the theme. Would have expected something a little bit more earthen, but I guess that's the theme that they're trying to talk about, is the change. And they keep bringing me back to the change and how things have shifted, and to expect the unexpected. I'll actually pull a few cards from the astrology deck for this strange reading. I always say how strange they are because it's strange to me, but they're not strange coming through. Let's see, we've got Black Moon Lilith. Black Moon Lilith is a conceptual point of the moon. It's calculated from the moon's trajectory. I believe it's like the farthest point the moon is, or the darkest point in its orbit. We have Vesta and pre-shadow retrograde. One more. Conjunction. Okay. The pre-shadow phase of the retrograde occurs in the days leading up to the retrograde. You may feel a building up of the actual retrograde prior to the station date. The phase provides major clues and can already feel as though the planet itself is in retrograde. This is interesting because planets don't actually go backwards. If you are new to the concept of retrogrades, some planets visually appear as though they're going backwards in the sky, but that has to do with the speed of everything moving. So they just appear that way. They are still going forwards. However, in astrology, it's very significant when they go backwards because they are treading the same area forwards, backwards, and then forwards again. So you're getting a lot of energy consolidated into that one spot. And sometimes it's like a rewriting of what had initially come. Mercury goes retrograde frequently. You've probably heard of that one. Let's see if I can move this cord to get it to stop jiggling. And a lot of people experience Mercury retrograde as communication issues because Mercury signifies communication, going back to old relationships, revisiting old wounds, things that might need a second clearing. They say you just shouldn't do things like a move on a Mercury retrograde because then it puts you in the retrograde energy for the entire time that you're living in your new place. And we have a conjunction. Vesta is known for the Roman Virgin Goddess Vesta. This bright asteroid represents sacred feminine energy and carries a light at the end of the tunnel vibe. She's like going home on a cold winter's day and sitting by a warm fireplace with your best friends. It can show where you are devoting your energy, where you find your true calling, and the causes that you choose to serve the world. When I'm reading a chart, I think of Vesta as the flame that doesn't go out. The symbol for Vesta is like a little V, and it's got a squiggle on it, which is the flame, and it's to represent the hearth, because you had the Vestal virgins who were priestesses that stayed in the temple and kept the flame going, and the flame was a very significant supports of childbirth and healing among siblings. Interesting. It's the flame that doesn't go out, it's the eternal flame. Flames have a strong significance. And I was talking of Mars earlier, so I think in that fire card. Hello, welcome to the Black Salt Mirror. Having interesting technological difficulties today. I was talking about retrogrades and how technology can become strange with them, and then my camera informed me it had no more memory, which is a very retrograde thing. So I'll start again. I don't know if I'm going to splice the videos together. If I do, you'll get 2 introductions, but they're kind of different messages. I'm feeling something else now. Maybe you'll get 2 in 1. I achieve with integrity. This is the second time I've used this deck, and this is the second time I've gotten the same card. There's been a message coming through about how it's really important that you don't cut corners, that you do things in a morally above board kind of way. I spread joy. And I relate in peace. That's what they wanted to say. They didn't want me to put it away yet. When you get into competition, when you get into wanting to be seen a certain way, or wanting to be admired or liked, and you start chasing that, you can get into a really dangerous, grasping kind of an energy that can be consuming. And it's a real danger, particularly when you've struggled to feel seen and liked, and all of a sudden you have these people who appreciate you and your work, and they want to know about your life, and then you start chasing that feeling, and you start anticipating who they want you to be, and in that way you leave authenticity, and you become what you think they want, except what they liked was you. You will always lose fans, subscribers over time, because people change and their tastes change, or they liked one thing about you which was only a small bit of what you offer. It's important though to keep in mind, and 2 cards have left. It is important to keep in mind that you will always get more. We've got the Moon and the Ace of Cups in reverse that fell on the floor just now. Okay. It's about what comes out of you. The animalistic nature. The first card I pulled and put on the table was the Chariot in reverse. So the Moon is upright, and there's the Ace of Cups in her fetal position, which is interesting, inside the Sun. All you can do is move forward. and attempt to be the most authentic version of yourself. The horses pulling the chariot are always one black, one white, to show the balance and the polarity, and the chariot is willpower. The flag is blue for the throat chakra, similar to I Spread Joy. Joy is the ultimate goal, always, and it doesn't come, though, from your seeking it. That's what the Ace of Cups in reverse means. It comes from the red, which is your base, your fundamental nature, who you are. And it comes from within you, in authenticity. And sometimes it can be very hard to hold authenticity in the face of a desire to perform for others, a desire to seek approval, a desire to be liked and seen, and to maintain the things that we have decided are meaningful, clicks and likes and shares and subscriber counts and monetary benefits, guest spots, whatever it is. Auctions, I'm hearing. Auction shows. But your fundamental nature is who you are underneath it all, underneath the show and the mystery, like the behind the curtain part. And that's the part you have to stay true to. And it's not always going to produce joy, and it's not always going to be without its conflict, and that is okay, because that's the other side of the nature. The moon also has a balance. It has the dog on one side and the wolf on the other. This one has a particular depiction where one of them is multicolored and the other is night colored. There's a colorful side of you and there's a mundane side of you, and that's true of everyone. And there's a strong warning here to do the things that you do out of your own personal enjoyment and allow people to come to you and to see you doing you. Here's somebody's hands playing with their little Egypt figures. That might be significant to you. But it's Egypt. That does come up somewhat frequently. There's also the ballerina here, and she's got a pyramid. You need to make sure that you're not chasing the flowers. This is sitting on top. It says I listen to opposing opinions. It's got the black and the white again, but it's the spotlight and the roses that are drawing me in here. It's make sure to stay true to yourself. The rune for today is Kuyorth. Inside the fireball, you are whole, you are one, you are you. And the only way that you survive the fire is because you are the fire. It's because you are your own nature. I'm gonna draw some more cards. 1, 2, 3. Leo, Gemini, and the Wheel of Fortune yet again. The Wheel of Fortune has been coming up a lot lately because we are at a shifting time, a shedding time. The snake really stands out on this card here. We are at a time where the wheel is either shifting or has shifted for us, and we are being called to come into our true natures, stepping out into the spotlight with Leo, and again, balancing the two, light and dark, with Gemini. There is apparently a card underneath Gemini. They like to do that. It is Aquarius. It's a lot of zodiac. This makes sense though, because we're in the age of Aquarius and zodiac is Aquarius is zodiac is Aquarius is the water bearer. And she appears to have some kind of vessel. I guess that's the water jug on her head. But it looks a whole lot more like lava. And it mirrors the hair in Gemini. Make their hair stand up, they're saying. Or maybe it's make your hair stand up. If you do something that like makes your hair flow out around you. It is the job of Aquarius to bear the water, not to be the emotions within the water. Aquarius is an air sign. It is logical. It is a builder. It needs to stay above the emotions of it all. And there's so much about the spotlight and sun and being in the light that shows up in this reading. Know when you are observed and when you're not. And it's important to differentiate and distinguish between when you are on and when you're not, and when you are you and when you are home and when you are just being yourself. Because if you don't separate those two, it will be hard for you to mentally separate them for a while. There's something on her back. In certain lights, you can see the gloss move. There it is. There are things for you to discover. This isn't just about communicating to others and bearing the waters for others. You do it for a purpose. Your purpose is enjoyment. To communicate yourself, to heal yourself, to live in the most authentic version of you. The fact that other people relate to it and are healed by it and flock to it is a secondary side effect. They're saying it's a goal, but it's their goal. It's not your goal. You don't have to want people to follow you or like you. And you don't have to seek it out at all. In fact, a lot of you won't want that and probably won't seek it out and are very apprehensive of that. But they're saying that's okay, because your duty, your tiding, they're saying, is your authenticity, your ribbons flowing. Something about the lion's tail, how it looks like a ribbon, kind of like, or you know how like when a whip goes, the end makes a little puff sometimes, and as the sound frequency happens, this is like a light frequency happening as the tail moves. I don't know what that means, but there's a lot of lava imagery. He looks like he's almost on fire. Her hair, and then like this, there is a lot happening around you, and part of focusing on you is to not be pulled away by it, to not be distracted by it, and to not fail to shed properly because it's pulling you away, because you need to shed this skin in order to be impervious to the fire. There's the snake. And there's the fire that you're in. But you're fine. It's going around you. Because you are also fire now. Because you've become one. 3 of Wands in reverse. You know, the firebirds in her hair. But she's hanging upside down like the hanged man. You are different. Everything that comes now will affect you differently than everyone else who isn't part of this collective. And even within the collective, you are unique, so it will still affect you differently. And what you want to be avoiding is mind fucking yourself, is what they're saying. You don't want to let it come in and agitate you, because you are divine. You see the skull with the crown up here and the two birds on the side that mirror the two birds and the roses here. But she's hanging. And the benefit of hanging is anti-gravity. You don't have to wear it like this. You can just let it fall. You can put yourself in a position where it's just flowing out of you. And if you look at her forehead, you can see she's got the third eye chakra lit up as well. And the flames are coming out of that. And there's more snakes on the bars to the sides of her head and on the caduceus in her hands. You are in the process of a journey. The Three of Wands is, you left on the journey, you're doing the journey, you're making it happen in real time. Like, you are on the trip, in the adventure, adventuring, doing adventure things. Do not let it bog you down in the mind. Do not let, because your art is the opposite of that. Your art is an exchange of alchemy. You take your stresses, your fears, your worries, the things that are coming into you from other people's energy, all of the things around you, and you turn it into art. So what you don't want to do is allow all of those things to build up around you. You want to let them flow out easily. And to do that, you need to be different, upside down, like the Hanged Man. And on fire, metaphorically, because all of the imagery that I'm pulling out, everything is about being in the light, surrounded by sun, with fire. And there's the sun everywhere. We get 2 more, 3 more. Okay, we've got the 8 of Wands in reverse, the World in reverse, and Capricorn. I like this depiction of Capricorn. It's kind of wild with the flaming eyes, more fire. The other 2 are in reverse. This one I have to cover because it's got Gemini as the Lovers. These are the unmoving signs. And this one, this is quite literal. Like, it's not an exact thing they're saying. It's not a stagnant thing. In the World, these are the steady signs. But that's not where you are. That's not where they want you to be. You're in the middle, the messy, messy middle. And this is what they want. They want intrigue, villainy, different. Be different. Because you are different and they made you different. And you are here specifically now to be different. And it was designed that way. And it's going to be hard. And this is coming through really strong. It's going to be difficult to be so different after spending so much time in a world that didn't want you to be that way. But it's going to feel really good to be different. And when other people see that you are different and authentic and extremely strong in that, it's going to heal them. And that's what you're here to do. gonna get one more of these. I keep wanting to pull more. I think I've said what the message was. I guess I just want to try to help you a bit more, but that's really it. I mean, you've been through all of this yourself. You know the truth of it. I regard all altars with respect. There's a lot of the moon imagery here with the two pillars. That might be the sun though, up top, and the bird, and the water bearer. You bear it for other people. You don't have to be in it. You don't have to stand in the water. You don't have to swim in other people's emotions. You don't have to get in their depths. You don't have to solve their problems for them. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to make them happy. All you have to do is bear the water, which is your fruit. It's your art. It's you being yourself. You are bearing the water by, I might have to figure out how to get that other reading because it goes back to Vesta, which came out. You can read that. Keeping the flame going. Right? We're all just here to keep the flame alive, and you don't have to do a lot of work for that. Just to keep the darkness out. If we're all doing it, there's not a lot of danger. The danger comes when you identify with the darkness, when you let the darkness in, when you stop feeding the flame, which is your creativity, which is your essence. So all you have to do is carry the water and be at peace. I am peaceful. So don't stress it. Just be happy and know that that is enough. And I will close it there. I love you.